Welcome into Bernlohr Stadium tonight. The Otterbein Cardinals are in town. It's another matchup between Capital and Otterbein. Today, they have not gone well for the side in purple and white as football lost in heartbreaking fashion. Volleyball lost. Women's soccer lost 1-0. So we are the last hope here on the men's soccer side of things tonight. I'm Jimmy Bloomfield flying solo with you in this one. And the Comets trying to pluck the vine, as they say, and get the win here today. Comets coming into this one at 2-2-1, overall 3-8-2. Otterbein's 4-1-1 with an 8-2-5 overall record, but you can kind of throw that out when these two teams play. Interesting history between, obviously, extended history is insane as well, but history in the last 14 years between these teams. 6-8-3 overall record for the Comets. You'd kind of expect Otterbein to have a more dominant side of this rivalry, I think, based on what their program has had over these last few years. But the last few years has gone their way. They've won the last three matchups, 5-0, 2-1, and 1-0. The three-game losing streak is the longest losing streak for the Comets that they've had going back to that 2010, where these stats start for me here. Their last win against the Comets, against the Cardinals, came in 2020. They also tied in 2022. But in the last five matchups, 0-4-1. So they are looking to break some history here. Coach Kirk trying to win his first game against Otterbein as well. And a lot to play for the Comets in the standings. They're in an okay spot to qualify. Marietta's on their heels at 2-3. Baldwin Wallace with 3 points at 1-4. Muskingum at 3 points as well at 1-5. So there's some cushion there. But Marietta's right there on their heels. So a win here would pull them level with Mount Union and only pull them 3 points behind the Cardinals with a game in hand due to the bye situation. So they can kind of make this thing interesting and get into the top four potentially with a win tonight. With a win tonight as well, basically would secure them a spot in the tournament, I would say, with Muskingum and Mount Union left on the schedule. It sets up pretty good there. But a loss tonight, and the Comets could be knocking on the door of having to go 2-0 the last two games just to get into the tournament and then grind their way through as a 6th seed. So a lot to play for outside of the rivalry itself, just for the standings. A big 3 points here for the Comets if they can get them. So we'll step away as we do our starting lineups, and then we'll be right back here in the booth here at Bernlohr Stadium. Stay with us on the Capital Sports Network, presented by Flow Sports.
Let's meet the starting lineup for today's game. First, for Otterbein, number 4, Nate Erie. Number 5, Colin Oneacre. 7, Nick Isaac. 8, Jacob Irony. 10, Drew Becker. 12, Lincoln Wallace. 15, Adam Stratman. 18, Alex Green. 22, Will Milestrup. 25, Patrick Aarons. And in goal for Otterbein, number 0, Jaden Burdine. The Cardinals are led by Jason Griffins and assisted by Will Isaac and Nico Malabavic. And now, the starting lineup for your Capo University Comets. At defense, a junior from Hilliard, number 3, Jack Thomas. At defense, a sophomore from Lewis Center, number 5, Carter Musgrove. At midfield, a sophomore from Blacklake, number 6, Josiah Benjamin. At forward, a junior from Hilliard, number 7, Wasim Matatla. At midfield, a senior from Gahanna, number 8, Tony Epstein. At forward, a senior from New Albany, number 10, Derek Harris. At defense, a junior from Granville, number 13, Jackson Terry. At forward, a junior from Dublin, Ohio, number 23, Cade Worsner. At midfield, a freshman from Delaware, number 24, Harper Gillen. At midfield, a freshman from Sweden, number 32, Evan Segerstrom. And in goal for Capital, a senior from Dublin, number 1, Ethan Ogden. The head head coach of the Comets is Corey Kirk in his second season. He is assisted by Joe Held, Frank Spieth, and Paul Garland. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, we invite you to rise and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem.
Awesome atmosphere here today at Bernlohr Stadium and tonight as well. Comets and Otterbein rematch on this field. The Comets, I guess, had an interesting football game today with some issues in the kicking game. And it came down to a missed kick at the end of the game as clock expired for the Comets. A blocked kick did them in. So we'll see if we can change the fortune here. We're talking about needing a new vibe here tonight. So hopefully this soccer team provides it. And they are also looking for a new vibe. They got a poor result on Wednesday night, to say the least, against Wilmington, who's now 5-1 in conference play. And we got every bit of them at Williams Stadium. They scored 4 goals. Derek Harris scored on a PK. That was the only goal for the Comets in the game. Outshot 29-7. So looking for a different result in this one. On the bright side, they did tie Ohio Northern in their last game 2-2 before that. So that was a big one for the standings for the Comets, as they currently sit as the only team that has not been given a loss by Ohio Northern. They're 5-0-1, so that was an impressive tie. So Cap is up 2-2-1 on the season. This is to go over 500 in conference play, and they will pull level with Mount Union for that 4th spot. And if they win out, the Comets could finish as high as 3rd still in the conference. If they lose this game, then they are right there in the crosshairs for Marietta over the last 2 games. The Comets will play Muskingum and Mount Union, and Marietta plays Wilmington and Mount Union. So not great matches for them. Advantage still Comets there. Baldwin Wallace is also 4 points back, would be right back in the door. They play Heidelberg and Muskingum the last 2. They should win both those games. So that game against Muskingum for the Comets is also looming on deck, and that's one that the Comets cannot afford to slip up in. Even a draw could be detrimental to their season. Comets getting the first shot off there from Harris. It's blocked, and then a shot here. Save is made in net by Jaden Burdine. He's a freshman out of Pickerington. More on him in a moment. Nate Erie, Callum Oneacre, Luke Bootzier, Nick Isaac, Jacob Arani, Drew Becker, Lincoln Wallace, Matthew Kluligen, Will Milestrup, Alex Green, and Patrick Aarons, the starting 11 for the Cardinals in the red uniforms, Cardinal if you will, with the gold striping on the front. That ball is out of bounds. And it's white ball, as they say, for the Comets. Ethan Ogden in net today. He's a senior out of Dublin. Joined by Jack Thomas, Carter Musgrove, Josiah Benjamin back in the starting lineup with Seema Tetla, Tony Epstein, Derek Harris, Jackson Terry, Cade Worstner, Harper Gillen, and Edwin Segerstrom. Up high on the attack is Harris as the striker. To his right is Segerstrom. Cade Worstner playing as the attacking midfielder. Up high to the left is Matetla. On the defensive side, Jack Thomas. Defensively, on the bottom of your screen up top is Terry. In the middle is Benjamin. And Carter Musgrove, in the middle there. And then Harper Gillen and Tony Epstein, the two defensive middies today. Epstein rolling it up. Gillen will play back. Comets' leading goal scorer is now Christian Monsalvo, but Derek Harris is right on his heels. 6 goals for Monsalvo, 5 now for Derek Harris, the 2 leading scorers for the Comets. On the Otterbein side of things, they've had a pretty good season. They also played Denison. I remember early on when we played Denison. Denison was number 1. They actually drew the Big Red in that game. Probably their strongest statement of the season. Comets holding their own through the early going here. 8-2-5 overall. They've outscored their opponents 31-19. Save made here once again by Burdine. Their leading goal scorer is Lincoln Wallace. He has 9 goals this season. He's a freshman out of Delaware. I went to Berlin High School. Nick Isaac also has 7. Patrick Aarons with 4. Some names to keep an eye on. In net, normally Villalobos is the one that gets the start. Villalobos, I don't know if he got hurt or what the story is there, but the sophomore is on the bench today, and Burdine is the starter. Burdine is making his first career start. He hasn't allowed a goal, but he has 2 saves this season. He's faced 5 shots, and he's only played 40 minutes in net. So he is thrown into a big spot here in this game. And that's something that could play to the Capital favor as an inexperienced goalkeeper on the other side. On our side, quite the opposite with Ethan Ogden, Matt Ogden, his father, of course. Ethan Ogden in net for the Comets. He has started now 11 games this season, a 2.05 GAA, 70% save percentage. Was really good in their last game against Wilmington. Here at Bernlauer, that is. Or Marietta, I believe. Shot here gets blocked. Dangerous look for the Cardinals, but nothing results of it. Comets won that game against Marietta 4-2. And that's our last home game. Was quite a while ago. On the 15th, 10 days ago. Corner kick for the Cardinals, 5 minutes in. Lofts to the far post. It bounces towards the net. Ogden is able to get it. Cardinals starting to get a little bit better possession of it. Far side of the field, progressing nicely. The Cardinals looking for an inside move. Here's the cross. It's going to stay in play, bounce through the box. Another cross is blocked this time by Thomas. Chipped forward, headed right back in. And Worstner steps in front of that header from Milestrup. The Comets get some control of this finally. That Marietta game, Derek Harris had 2 goals. Monsalvo had 1. Cade Worstner had 1 as well. There was the own goal from the Comets that made it a little bit interesting. Noah Thomas was thrown into action at the end of that game due to injury, but Ogden was fine. Obviously, he's back in the lineup today here at home. See if the Comets can get out of here with a win. 3 points would be huge. Even a tie gives them a little bit more breathing room on Marietta. They could probably time out Union then and clinch that way, even with a loss to Muskingum. But, I mean, if we're talking about a loss to Muskingum, probably shouldn't even talk about the playoffs. They do have 1 win this season. They beat Heidelberg, that is, the Muskies. But a tough draw for them today. They lost 6-1, or they won 6-1 over Heidelberg. That was their best performance of the season. They only lost by a goal to Marietta, so they are looking a little bit stronger potentially. They did score against Ohio Northern, only lost by 1 to Wilmington, a closer game than the Comets had against them. So don't take the Muskies for granted. Kicked out of bounds here by Cap. Otterbein trying to get their side fired up from the sideline here. Mount Union plays host to Ohio Northern at 7 o'clock tonight. Marietta, Baldwin Wallace. A big one to determine who's going to be the 7th seed moving forward as that first team out. Marietta, of course, could leapfrog Cap with a win, and the Comets not picking up any points with the win in this one. A lot of scenarios. We'll get through it all as Ogden is able to grab that off a bounce. In the early going, the Comets were able to get some possession out of things, but it looks like now that is not the case anymore. Comets getting a little bit here now with Worstner. Trying to feed it forward. He's onside to Derek Harris. Harris working against 3 defenders. It comes back out into the midfield. Matetla takes the shot blocked. Epstein looking to his right, has room to his left, dribbles that way, tried to get it into the box. It's off of Otterbein, so they have to save it from being a corner. Gillen now gets smoked from behind, and there's the call. So Hunter Gillen holding his ground despite the pressure from behind there. Sets up the set piece for the Comets. Here's the set piece into the box. It's headed right back out and controlled first by the Cardinals. And on a big run out now, heading upfield. That's a nice job there to just buy some time. It'll be a goal kick now. They rule this one. 4 shots for the Comets, 2 for Otterbein, but most of ours have been blocked at this point. Ogden and Burdine each have 2 saves for what it's worth. Crowd is getting a little antsy. You can see the intensity here maybe picking up as we're only 10 minutes in. Harris with the shot. He scores! Out of nowhere, Derek Harris explodes for the first goal. Comets are fired up. That play came from nothing, and all of a sudden Derek Harris was there on the back line. Derek Harris scores again. Now tied for the team lead with 6 goals. He has scored in 4 straight games. 2 against Marietta, 2 against ONU, 1 against Wilmington, and now 1 here already in the 11th minute against the Cardinals, who are having a team conference to try to realize what just happened. Goodness. Derek Harris exploding on the scene here in the later part of OAC play. Wow. Welcome back, Derek Harris. The Cardinals were trying now a similar play, popping it forward to the back line here. Josiah Benjamin is there. Shuts down the initial push, but good control here, and now cleared away by Matetla, coming all the way back. Derek Harris, the transfer out of Cal State Dominguez Hills, but a New Albany, Ohio product. And welcome home, Derek. Cardinals are pushing forward now with another gear. They did not expect to come in here down by 1 already in the early going. Worstner checking on some traffic around him. Worstner plays it back to Gillen. Chance here again for the Comets. Harris gets the steal. 4-on-4 the other way. Derek Harris now rolls it down. Numbers will go into Otterbein's favor. Comets trying to get some bodies down there as well. Segerstrom trying to get through. And that ball's still alive. Segerstrom gets it back. Rolls it to Thomas. Thomas sets up the cross. It bounces through into the box. Cleared off the foot of Worstner. Gillen trying to feed it back to Worstner. Gets it through. Played back out to Thomas. Thomas crosses. Harris controls. Had to reach behind him for it. And now it's sent way upfield. Ogden might play this. It's going to be Josiah Benjamin who plays it. Benjamin now sends it upfield. Good placement. Terry on the run. Tried to get it to Metetla. And Otterbein will take over. They punch it up the far sideline. Musgrove steps up. Pass is offside. Did you know when you buy Pepsi, you're buying local? From Pepsi to Mountain Dew and everything in between, G&J Pepsi brings you products that are oh so refreshing in Ohio bottled. G&J Pepsi. Local products, global brands. A proud partner of Capital Athletics. 13 minutes in. 1-0 Comets. Rolled up, actually not rolled, but aerial pass up the far sideline. Metetla with a nice move now. Metetla with a head of steam, takes an inside cut, looking for some help. Into the box, Segerstrom on the bottom. Thomas had a run going, but his momentum carried off just a little bit. Segerstrom plays it to Gillen. Gillen back to Segerstrom. Now Thomas crosses in, trying to find Epstein, and he wants it to be a corner, but it's going to be a goal kick. Otterbein on the run now. Benjamin has to catch up to cut off this angle. Wallace goes down, but no call. That's the leading goal scorer for the Cardinals to keep an eye on, number 12, down here on the bottom of your screen currently. Now another whistle is going to set up a set piece now on this side of the field. So they'll set this thing up now. Very long, drawn-out development to this set piece. Here we go. From the top of your screen to the net. Headered into the net. Onside play. Goal is good. Otterbein has tied it up. That looked too easy. I believe it was Aaron's. Tough to get a number on these jerseys. We'll get the exact goal scorer in just a second. But, man, the air is sucked right back out of the building after a very impressive goal from the Comets. It's answered, and it's not Aaron's. Actually, it's Milestrup who gets the goal here. See if the stats confirm that, but that's what I see on the field. If so, it will be Milestrup's first goal of the season. So 1-1 is your score. 29 minutes left to play, and the Cardinals end the narrative quickly of letting the Comets play with a lead. Now it's back to level and going to have to fight on each side again to pull ahead from the other. It is Will Milestrup credited for the goal, his first of the season. A very memorable goal for Milestrup, to say the least, the sophomore out of Kettering. Scoring in this rivalry is a moment that a lot of players come back on senior day and talk about as their favorite memory, especially individually. Segerstrom trying to find Terry with the momentum moving towards the net. He does. Terry now working it up the far sideline, trying to turn the brakes on. Corner? No. Goal kick. Good effort there by Jackson Terry. Otterbein's next run cut down, as that was a bad through ball attempt. Thomas cutting off the angle. Segerstrom off a bounce, trying to get it to Thomas. Bad pass there from the Comets now. This is Aarons. He gets hit by the turf monster. Gillen over to Thomas. Comes all the way back out now. Long ball upfield to Worstner. Got headed away from him. They try to feed Thomas here. Doesn't work. Not sure what this is. It's homecoming weekend, I guess, so anything goes, but there's some guys in just a toga outfits that have walked into the stadium, and you can hear the barking. And I don't know if that's another athletic team here or what that is, but a little bit of extra flavor in the crowd for the Comets. We'll see if they can use it. Matetla was trying to find Thomas, but that was way behind him. Thomas was already up the field. Long ball for Otterbein, cut down by Benjamin. That ball's dribbled out of bounds by the Cardinals. Sign up for Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Rewards. The more you order, the tastier rewards you earn. Starting with a free sandwich after your first order. Freaky Fast Rewards are worth it. Visit jimmyjohns.com or in the app to start your account today. Jimmy John's is a proud supporter of Capital Athletics. Otterbein trying to figure out what they want to do here with this next run now. Arani controlling. Now it's to Isaac. Rolled down on the near sideline. Nice stop and go. That pass behind the cutter there. That was Isaac. Good takedown now by Worstner. And he is originally not given the right call, but then the right call comes in, overturning for the Comets in their direction. Another whistle now giving the Comets possession as Thomas is taken down. Been a very physical start to this contest. He's stolen away by the Comets in the midfield for Epstein to control. Long ball for Harris, not going to make it his way in the corner there. Headed back upfield a couple of times. And the Cardinals on the run up the far sideline now. Trying to get their big hitters involved. Wallace has no shots this game. It's so far just Erie, a graduate defender, and the goal scorer Malstrup with 2 shots as well. Harris has 3, Metetla 2 for the Comets. Terry to Metetla to Harris on the goal for the Comets. Those assists have been added in. A play that just kind of developed quickly. Just 2 passes, bam, the length of the field. And they were good to go. Comets have it on that far side of the field now. Some room for Thomas on the near sideline. Rolls it a little bit behind Worstner. And that's going to be a corner kick now. A throw in on the near sideline down in the corner for the Comets. .22:35 to play. Ball is rolled just shy of the box. Back out to Thomas. Left-footed cross. Headered by Metetla. Out to Epstein. Tony sidestep to the left now. Passes that direction to Jackson Terry. He sends it in with the left foot. Segerstrom was on the back end of that. And it's going to be kept in play here by the Cardinals. Trying to find a way out. There it is in the midfield. Ball to the near side. Trying to feed it to Wallace, and they can't. Christian Monsalvo will check in for Tony Epstein now. And Segerstrom will come down to the near side, or from the near side into the midfield, and replacing him on the near side attack is Monsalvo, who also has 6 goals this season. Ball's thrown into Derek Harris. Looked like he got held a little bit there by Malstrup. It's about 8 or 9 Cardinals warming up in that area for the Cardinals. Some subs will be coming. The Comets have 5 players warming up. Both benches will be tested, I guess, in the final 20 minutes of the half. Monsalvo, his first touch over to Worstner. Segerstrom uses the body of Otterbein and then progresses it upfield. Gillen, nice pace. Harris wanted it, but it went to Monsalvo instead. Off target. Monsalvo pressuring and the kick away from Burdine. Xavier Stocks, the freshman, checking in as well for Otterbein. He replaced Patrick Ahrens on the attack. 20 minutes and 21 seconds showing on the scoreboard. In a 1-1 game, that clock counting down on the scoreboard, just for clarity's sake. Senior nights will be on Wednesday, October 29th. That's coming up our next broadcast here on the Capital Sports Network. It'll be against Muskingum in a game that the Comets will likely need to win to make the postseason. So a lot to play for on senior night. Set piece here for Otterbein from just shy of midfield. And we'll see what they do with it. Here's the ball sent towards Ogden. He's just going to catch this out of the air. Too easy of a stop there. Comets really haven't had any offense since the goal. They had 4 shots in the first 8 minutes. And then the Harris shot was the last shot of the game for them. That was the goal scored in the 11th minute. Wallace brings it into the box for Otterbein, but the Comets smother him defensively. Women's soccer senior day will be against Mount Union on November 1st. 1 o'clock start also here on the Capital Sports Network. They play at Muskingum next. They lost today 1-0 to Otterbein. Currently in the hunt for a top 2 spot in the OAC. That loss to Otterbein is going to hurt. Definitely in the top 4 on the women's side. They need 2 wins to close it out to see where that puts them. A lot more ties and upsets on the women's side of things this season. The men's has been pretty chalky. But the Comets tied to Ohio Northern, probably the most surprising result out there. It's a nationally ranked opponent. The Comets went in and tied that game. Derek Harris scoring 2 goals. Comets winning possession on the far end of the field. Cardinals get possession right back again. Keep an eye on the near sideline. There's the run being made by Arani. They'll go back into the midfield. Stratman with it now. Into the box. Cleared away by Terry. Sent right back in by Otterbein to the front of the box. Ogden ran out of the net to retrieve that, but then turned around immediately after he saw how much air it had on it. And it floated right to the top of the box. He was almost caught out of position. Cardinals keep this play live. 16:44 to play. First half action. Stratman in the box. Rolls it towards the net, and Ogden makes the save. Terry elects to go slow with it. Wallace is pressuring this back line. Comets will roll it up this side. A lot of room here for Thomas. Chips it inside. Worstner. Stratman with the clean tackle. Gillen cleaning it up. Gillen hasn't played since the Baldwin-Wallace game on October 4th, so a nice welcome back into the lineup for Harper Gillen. 5'8" freshman. He's played really well this season. Here he is again. That's Segerstrom actually getting in there and getting a whistle for his teammates. Set piece from about midfield. They elect to go short with it. Musgrove bringing it up the near side. Pass for Worstner was to the left. Monsalvo gets pushed to the ground there after contesting. Little pinball action around here. Oh, nice move inside now. Pass goes to Isaac, who took it off the foot of his teammate, but I think that was planned. Kicked away from Harris, back down. Harris on a run with Monsalvo now. And Harris gets roughed up in the corner. No foul, no anything there. Play on, they say. Otterbein will walk it up the field now with 13:35 to play. Cap has 2 subs looking to come on. Brendan Dorsett and Jacob Repetto will be the first, or next 2 off the bench, I guess, as Monsalvo was also subbed on early on. Musgrove wins the whistle here for the Comets. They will play it quickly instead of setting up the set piece again. Pass goes into the box. Monsalvo probably offside, but kicked away from him anyway. Wallace pressuring that back line once again. Benjamin has time this time, however, as Musgrove played it over to him. Jack Thomas on the near sideline, trying to work a give and go with Gillen, and it's kicked out of bounds for a Comets throw-in. Key Companies, a proud partner of Capital Athletics, has been providing quality printing services in the Central Ohio area since 1965, from banners and brochures to yard signs and postcards and much, much more, big or small. Key can print it all. Visit keycompanies.com today for a quote or stop in and meet a team of their print specialists at their German Village location, 195 East Livingston Avenue, or their Westerville location, 1920 Schrock Road, for all your printing needs. Key Companies is a proud partner of Capital Athletics. 12:09 to play in this one. First half action still 1-1. Derek Harris and Will Milestrup, the two goal scorers in the game. First goal of the season for Milestrup. Harris with his 6th of the season. He's now scored in 4 straight games for the Comets. In 2 of the last 3 coming in, he had 2 goals. Worsner takes a shot here. Too far with that one, over the top of the net. First shot of the game for the Comets since the Harris goal, though, so that's a great way to get some momentum going again. Comets in desperate need of getting some possession sustained in this one. I guess the last goal, however, for the Comets came just kind of on 2 long run-out passes. It was all it took. So maybe not as important as I'm making it out to be to get those possession plays. Just need to get it to the right guy at the right time, I guess. So a set piece again after the foul. This is going to come all the way from basically a corner kick here on the near sideline. Here comes the kick. Student section getting loud for the Comets with 10 minutes to go. Chipped in, finds a head the wrong way. That hit a Comet on the way out. I think it was Repetto who got his head up to block any attempt there. Long toss on the throw-in, goes into the box, finds 2 different heads, and now Ogden runs out of the net to secure it. Otterbein gets a quick steal in the midfield. Monsalvo, oh, it hits the back foot of a streaking number 11 Brendan Dorsett. And that mistiming now leads to a possession here for Otterbein. Wallace is called for the foul. He doesn't like the whistle there, but I think it's right. Comets give it up again. Now Wallace in the box. Tried to draw a call. Meanwhile, on the near side, Isaac bends that one the wrong way, missing the net. Comets will make some changes. Matetla comes off. 7:35 left to go first half. Otterbein getting some momentum going on their side. They have the last goal of the game to tie things up. Comets looking for that counter punch still, after Isaac whistles that last shot high. Matthias Knopsinger checking in with that last change for the Comets. He's up high on the left side. Gillen in the midfield, trying to move with it through traffic. Not able to do so. Here comes Otterbein the other way with a strong push. Worstner can't get in front of that pass. A good clear here by Landon Hughes. That's Repetto, excuse me, in the midfield there. Playing as the center back opposite of Carter Musgrove. Monsalvo playing up high now as that striker for the Comets. Here he is pressuring. Left-footed kick in. It's going to bounce on Ogden. He leaps to catch it off a bounce. 6:15 left. This game is about as even as it can be. 6 shots apiece, 1-1 on the scoreboard. Seems like possession-wise, Otterbein has had the upper hand, but the Comets have been really good on their counters. Ball kicked out of bounds by Otterbein on the end of this push. See if the Comets can do something here, get some possession going. Otterbein will foul once again at midfield. 5 minutes and counting down in this half. They've been playing these very quickly off of the set piece. Maybe this time they take their time, but nope, still again a quick one. Worstner has a man streaking with Thomas to his right. Couldn't get it that direction, and it's kicked out of bounds. Long throwing up the near sideline. That ball pitched over the back line for the Comets. Could be some trouble here, actually. Comets will escort that to the sideline. Be a long throw in again, probably to the front of the box. Student section getting loud again. 3:44 to play. Here's the throw in to the top of the box. Monsalvo had a chance at clearing. He missed it. This ball is punched all the way through. Clean. No, not clean. It hit a comment on the way through, so it's going to be a corner kick. Sent into the box, headered, and out of bounds off the Comets. They're going to change sides and try it again. You can hear them saying outswinger here, so the ball's going to curl in, or curl away from the net. Here is the kick. It swings right into the middle of the attack. Comets get the clear off. Two minutes left to play. Feels like the Comets are just kind of holding on here. Be a goal kick for Ogden with 1:31 remaining. Otterbein gets the momentum going towards their net again. On the attack, Ogden backpedaling, clears away. Way out of bounds. With 1:07 to play, will be a throw in here. So a long throw in again from the top of the field. It's down on the carpet. Kick back out, sent in again. Headered towards Ogden. That'll be an easy read for him on that one. Final 10 seconds playing off here. Ogden puts it down on the ground, and he hasn't even kicked it away yet. That'll do it for the first half. 1-1 your score after 45 minutes of play. Pretty even game so far. It'll be interesting to see if anyone separates themselves in half. Number 2, we'll be back in 15 minutes here on the Capital Sports Network, presented by Flow Sports. Welcome back to Bernlor Stadium, 1-1 game, 45 minutes on the clock. We'll see if either team can come away with this matchup and 3 points going to the winner. If not, each team will take a point with them in the standings. Again, Ohio Northern leading the way with 16 points, Wilmington with 15 points, Otterbein 13, Mount Union 10, Capital 7 as the last seed in the tournament as things currently sit. Marietta has 6 points, Baldwin Wallace 3, and Muskingum with 3. Taking a look at the OAC scoreboard, we mentioned the blowout earlier, 6-1 win for the Muskies against Heidelberg. Mount Union is doing battle with Ohio Northern as the home team in alliance. Mount Union and Ohio Northern also tied at 1 apiece, so the Polar Bears, who have a 5-0-1 record, their only tie to Capital at this point, in a dogfight with Mount Union. Not good news for the Comets there. Probably want a result in Ohio Northern's favor. And a tie game between Marietta and Baldwin Wallace, which is great if Marietta doesn't pick up 3 points in that one. So we'll keep an eye on all those games, of course, as the night goes on, and update our standings at the end of the night. 3 points here from the Comets would be massive. Opening kick, we're going to switch sides from left to right go the Cardinals now. That means Wallace is at the top of your screen. Keep an eye on him. 9 goals coming into the season. No shots in the first half for him. Derek Harris showed up for the Comets. 3 shots with the goal scored today. His 4th straight game with a goal. Comets are 1-1-1 in those 3 games coming in. With he has scored. Here's the shot. Oh, that was almost it from Wallace. Left foot sweep at it. Curled it over the net. Very lucky and fortunate to get away with that one. That was not even a minute into the action already, and Wallace puts it just wide of the net. Long ball upfield now. Comets want possession, but they're going to give it to the Cardinals. Another shot sent away. Lucky block again. The Comets are flirting with some real danger in this. You can hear the momentum picking up on the Otterbein side. Comets playing a bit on their heels right now. Matetla goes down on the near sideline, no call. Otterbein begins the counter. Matetla sends his counterpart Arani to the ground. That's Isaac actually sent to the ground. Looking for a throw-in now on the near sideline. Bounces to Harris, who's boxing out nicely. Gets it to Matetla. Matetla going up high with it. It's very slow developing here for the Capital. Sent into the box from the high side of the field. And this is Capital's first threat. Some back and forth now. In the midfield, Otterbein goes up high with it. Comets used 5 subs in the first half. I mentioned all those players warming up for Otterbein. They only went to the bench twice. Stocks played 21 minutes. Hale played 7. Comets had 21 minutes from Anzalvo, 12 apiece from Dorset and Repetto, and 7 minutes from Knopfsinger. Landon Montgomery checked in for the final 2 minutes. We missed putting that across the wave. Cross here's cut down by Thomas. Send it in the box. Finds the foot of Wallace in traffic. Wallace trying to pitch it outside. Cleared out of bounds. Capital will retain possession here. Actually, they're going to say that's off Terry. I thought Terry put it off of the Cardinal there on the near sideline. Isaac. It'll be a throw in for Green. Another throw in for Otterbein near sideline. Harris applying some pressure. I feel like it's going to take a mishap here from Otterbein to kind of get things started. Comets will clear away with Musgrove. Asking a lot of the defense here. A lot of pressure early on. Here's Wallace again. Trying to find an angle. Chipping it to the far post, and it's headed off the post. Once again, as I just said, flirting with disaster on this back line. They're holding strong for now, but it's only been 5 minutes, and it feels like it's been an assault on the goal. Otterbein very close to breaking through for the lead. Cap needs to regain something here. Remember, it's a freshman goalkeeper making his first start in net, and Burdine on the other side. Wallace offside. Late flag, but a good one in Cap's favor there. Benjamin trying to start a push for the Comets. That's still Montgomery out there. And he did not come in for the final 2 minutes. That's a mistake at my end. He came in at the start of the half for the Comets, playing on the right side of that attack. Harris is in the middle, Matetla to his left. So he's in there for Segerstrom. The rest of the starters are out there for the Comets in the same spots. Gillen in the midfield trying to run this down. Here's some speed the other way. Goes off of Epstein. And Terry now gets ran over by Green to draw the whistle. 7 minutes in again. It feels like it's been an eternity here. The long kick now after the foul. Ogden sends it across midfield. Into the midfield and headed away by Stratman. Comets control. Gillen on a run. Looked like he got grabbed. Keeps his momentum going. Chipping it. Matetla and Gillen yelling at each other after that pass. Not on the same page. Some Otterbein fans getting rowdy now. Musgrove playing it down to Terry. Turn and go move from Matetla, trying to win a foot race with Green. For the most part, he does, and then he gets trampled by Green, and he's able to win the call because of it. Here's the kick from Terry. Floating in the box. A Cardinal hits the ground. This play is still live. Epstein trying to keep it alive. Back to Benjamin now. Comets regroup. That ball comes all the way down the sideline. They're going to say that's in play. Oh, I thought that was out of bounds. All the officials missed it, I guess. Comets have extended possession still. Epstein fakes right, moves it left, drops it down. Back heel from Matetla. Didn't find its target. Steal by Terry now. Terry trying to cross in, goes down, gets the call. It's not going to be a PK, but it will be a kick from outside the box. So it'll be Worcester to take the chip here from the inside. Two-man wall forming in front of him. Here's the shot at the net, and save made. Ball had nice tail on it from Worcester. Burdine makes the save. Now a long run for Otterbein the other way. They're going to have something here to Wallace, and he puts it in the net. Burdine gets pointed out by all of his teammates. He makes a big save, and then he gets the run going. Wallace, a free man in the box, and Wallace puts it in the back of the net. His 10th goal this season, and Otterbein has taken the lead now 2-1. Lincoln Wallace now tying Parker Burke for 10 goals. Oh, gut shot there for Otterbein. It's been 11 minutes, and it feels like Otterbein has been on the attack for half an hour. A very strong push to start the second half. Credit to them. Epstein and Harris will restart play for the Comets now. The officials are coming over to the sideline here. I'm not sure what this is all about. Now they're talking to Coach Kirk as well. So 2-1 your score. It was a free kick for the Comets on one end, and 15 seconds later, after the save and the run out, it becomes a goal the other way for Otterbein. Nick Isaac setting it up, and the goal scored by Wallace. 2-1 your score. Comets have been outshot now 13-6. Stratman working against Terry. Terry goes to the ground. Whistle there. That's the 10th foul on Otterbein. The Comets have had just 3, so they've been the aggressor. But now leading in the shot department 13-6. It was 6-6 on shots. The Comets had 5 shots in 11 minutes of this game. Then they've scored the goal from Harris and had 1 shot since. They did not credit Worstner with the shot for that cross that was caught, but I thought that was at the net, personally. That would have been the 2nd shot since the Harris goal. And in terms of shots, now the last 7 have gone the way of Otterbein, showing you that they have been the aggressor today. Headed up into the air on the corner kick now, and nothing resulting there for Otterbein. But just kind of keeping that threat level high, if you will. Otterbein keeping the pressure going. And another shot wide of the net. Another ball sent away by Otterbein as they're just trying to get it clear here, and the Comets can't get it out of their own zone. So it'll be a long throw in. Headed once by the Comets. Harris is the one that clears it away overall. And Burdine playing way out of the net to play this one. Matetla has it now. Worstner. Back to Matetla. Cross. Harris is in the middle, but it's kicked away from him. Up the near sideline. Isaac looking for help. Double teamed. And Terry gets the steal. Leaves it for Matetla. I didn't even notice he dropped it off for him there. Reminder, sign up for Jimmy John's Freaky Fast Rewards. The more you order, the tastier rewards you earn. Starting with a free sandwich after your first order. Freaky Fast Rewards are worth it. Visit jimmyjohns.com today or in the app to start your account. A proud supporter of Capital Athletics. We have an injured Cardinal on the ground. Segerstrom will check in. The injury is for number 25 on Otterbein. That is Aarons. Landon Montgomery with the Rip Hamilton face shields comes off for Segerstrom, but he actually can't sub in for the injury yet. He has to wait. Wallace with the goal is the difference right now. Here comes the kick. Maybe. Here's the kick in. Put down on the ground over the net. Segerstrom now will replace Montgomery. Proper etiquette followed. Comets chasing one with 28:55 to play. Long ball from Ogden, headed away. Tetla battling with Segerstrom here to try to get that win for the Comets. Neither can. More possession for the Cardinals. One more. I feel like this one's over. Be a steal here for Otterbein once again. Comets just can't get possession and keep it. And they're flirting with disaster again. That one just high of the net. That one was so close to going in that it tucked in between the goal and the field goal post. There is not much room in that little section there. So that was just over the crossbar. Corner kick is headed away. Otterbein wins it back, but it's going to be either a goal kick or Ogden will keep that alive, and he does keep that alive. Ogden puts it down on the mat, throws it downfield, hits the hip of Matetla. Otterbein wants a handball, but there clearly wasn't one. Now a foul against the Cardinals will give the Comets possession again on a free kick. Epstein rolls it up. Musgrove has it. Plays it down. Upfield now for Worsner. Hops twice. Worsner plays it off. Chipped in and right back out. Gillen backing his way into that, trying to make a play on it. It's going to be a steal for the Cardinals the other way. Jenkins and Stratman working for Otterbein now. And he told Wallace to just take it. Wallace then drove it into traffic, played it back into the midfield. Keeping this pressure on, sustained push, 25 minutes left. Ohio Northern has taken the lead against Mount Union. That is some good news. Comets would stay within shooting distance of Mount Union. They still play Mount Union in the last game of the year. So if they're within 3 games, 3 points as they are now, they can still jump them in the standings with a win. Here's the cross from Jenkins. Controlled by Otterbein on the opposite side, and they're just pounding them at the net. The shots are now 17-6 in favor of Otterbein. Comets are holding their ground, though. They have not let one in yet. Marietta, by the way, has just scored, so they lead Baldwin Wallace now 1-0. That one, not the best news for the Comets because Marietta would jump us in the standings. They have a tough finish to their schedule. Metetla. Oh, goes right into Green. Those two have had kind of a few link-ups now. Green has fouled Metetla a few times. That time, very clean defense. Terry chops that one down, now sends it upfield. Another ball sent in by Otterbein, but nothing doing. They have taken the last 13 shots of this game. And in that period of time, have gotten themselves the 2-1 lead back after the Wallace goal. Long ball upfield, and Ogden will cleanly get that one off a hop. That could have been a problem if it bounced away from him. Stoppage here for a collision. (20 minutes and 38 seconds left in this one. Two more subs for Otterbein. That's Hale and Stocks. So the two that came in earlier are the two that come in now. No other players for Otterbein have seen the field. Ball still on Capital Zone end, defending their net. The ball is going to stay in play, crossed and smoked by Musgrove. Out of play. This will be another throw in for the Otterbein Cardinals. Thrown in, a very high throw into the box. Headered And then the kick off the post. That then hit both the post and the crossbar. Otterbein thinks they scored. Ogden is hurt as he ricocheted off of the post himself potentially there. He's back on his feet. Otterbein trying to argue that they scored the goal there. I don't think it went in. It hit the crossbar and the near side post, but I don't think it went in the net. Again, people are clamoring here that that was a scored goal, but I don't think so. It'll be a corner kick now for Otterbein. A throw-in leading to a double ricochet, and then almost another goal there. One more. Again, feels like that's too many for Cap to overcome in this one. They can still get one back, I think. Here's the kick. Ogden has traffic in front and moves them aside to make the save. Nicely done. Terry gets tripped up now. And Jackson tried to play that quickly. The officials blow that play dead. Terry Musgrove actually kicks this one upfield now. Off the foul, kicked out of bounds. Epstein comes out. He's replaced by Worstner. Checks back in for the Comets. 18 minutes left in this one. It's a 2-1 ball game. Another one kicked out of bounds by the Comets. And back to the defensive side of things. Otterbein trying to win the ball on the back line. They do. Gonna have to slow down and wait for some help. Cross. Oh, it's sent right at Ogden, and I think that was a very lucky save by Ogden. That shot was a very good one from Hale, number 24. Just kind of hit it with the side of his foot as he was running by. It was a very neat way to get that ball on net. And Ogden, I think, was fortunately just kind of standing in the right area. Did you know when you buy Pepsi, you're buying local? From Pepsi and Mountain Dew to everything in between, G&J Pepsi brings you products that are so refreshing and Ohio bottled. G&J Pepsi, local products, global brands, and a proud partner of Capital Athletics. So it'll be a set piece. Put on frame, actually a little left of the net. Headered by Segerstrom. It's down on the mat. Nico Voigt trying to make something happen with it. 2-1 Cardinals. Cap has some possession here, though. Trying to make the most of it. Cap gets the steal back. Segerstrom turns and heads upfield with it. Otterbein regains control of this now. Thomas battling for it for the Comets on the far side. Final 15 minutes now, so we're getting into the late going here. Comets trying to find a sustained push here. At this point, thinking of picking up a tie is in their best, probably the best outcome for them. Metetla, Worstner moving to his left. Down here as Terry. Terry sets up, gets banged off the ball. It's going to be a corner for the Comets. Here's their chance. Here's the kick from the corner. Not anything to be desired there. Sent back to the frame, though. Burdine gets on top of that one. Makes the save. Burdine's been good tonight. Gave up the initial goal, but 2 saves, and he kind of set up the push on the second goal for Otterbein by getting the ball back in play quickly, showing that goalies can make a difference, not just by making saves. Here's a fight on the back line, a foot race. Musgrove did just enough to get in the way of that. Ball sent back in, cheap back heel chip. And now comes back into the box. A leaping bicycle kick and a swing and a miss there from Isaac. That would have been very awesome. Otterbein corner kick to the far side of the field. Headered way up into the air. Ogden makes the save. Looks like an injured Cardinal now. We've had a few stoppages for this. Key Company is a proud partner of Capital Athletics, has been providing quality printing services in the Central Ohio area since 1965, from banners and brochures to yard signs and postcards and much, much more. Big or small, Key can print it all. Visit keycompanies.com today for a quote or stop by and meet their team of print specialists at their German Village location, 195 East Livingston Avenue, where the Westerville location, 1920 Schrock Road, for all of your printing needs. Both teams will use this as a timeout. We'll step away as well. 12:18 to play left in this game. Otterbein 2, Capital 1. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Bernlohr Stadium, Capital Sports Network, presented by Flow Sports. A quick steal here after the injury. Otterbein bringing it into the box immediately. Here's the cross. That's going to be trouble. Ogden makes the point-blank save on Hale. Hale's hit the post, and now he hit Ogden right on. Very fortunate move there that did not lead to a goal. It's played back now. Terry with Harris and Epstein waiting to come back in for the Comets for the final 11:33. Segerstrom rolls it forward. Matetla on the pinball action. Worstner goes up high with it through the legs of the intended target. Thomas puts it in. The Comets won a handball, I think. It's going to be a corner kick, but they look disappointed, so I think there was a handball potentially missed. Nofsinger will take the corner. Maybe Epstein now as they have their subs coming on. Wallace and Ahrens are back in for Otterbein. Nofsinger checking out, as I just mentioned. And Nico Voigt checking out as well. Harris is in. Harris has scored 2 goals in 2 of the last 3 games. This would be a great time to make that 3 of the last 4. The lone Capital tally tonight coming from Derek Harris. Here we go. Left foot from Jackson Terry. It's going to in-swing towards the net. Harris is standing right in front of the goalie. Segerstrom on the near post. Left foot from Terry. Good ball. Over the top of the defense, though. Maybe a little too deep. Here's the shot from the back line then at the top of the box. That was Thomas, who wound up and shot that thing a mile left of the net, but with impressive velocity, if you will. 10:32 to play now. Some signs of life from Capital's offense. They have survived an onslaught of an attack here in the second half. And that's in relative terms because obviously they did cough up the lead in this half, but this could be much worse than 2-1 right now. Otterbein has been so close a few times. They easily could have 4 or 5 goals. Thrown into the box. This has led to one of their near insurance goals early on in this second half, about 10 or 15 minutes ago maybe. I guess maybe not that early on. But one of the first few chances that did not turn into a goal that probably should have. Another steal here for Otterbein. Wallace, the difference maker in the game so far. He has possession here. Working one-on-one. Terry battling. Gets shoved to the ground. There's the foul against Wallace. Terry boxing out like crazy on that just to try to get that thing to roll out of bounds. Otterbein has possession now. Kicking it off of Capital. Seems to be a delay in the action. Clock is running. That's the ball. We're waiting on a ball. That's quite a delay for the ball. There's a few members of the ball crew just sitting on the bench. Maybe they're in a rotation at the top of your screen there. Saw Harris motion towards one of them. Comets get the possession back. Long ball to the far side of the post there. And, I mean, it was a generated shot towards the net, but not a lot threatening there. Now it's a steal for Otterbein, and once again, Wallace has it. A diving slide tackle. Excellent play by Terry again. Here's the kick on the corner. Punched out away by Ogden. Now it's rolled towards Ogden on the ground. Oh my goodness, that was dangerous. Ogden gets the ricochet, gets the save. He's now on the ground again, hurt. He motioned towards the bench. So 6:29 remains on the clock. It's going to be a sub for Otterbein in the meantime as Kasdan Hale will check back in. Ogden getting back on his feet. We've seen him get roughed up quite a bit tonight and in his last start here against Marietta. Another corner kick coming. Left-footed kick. Headered into the net. There's a dagger right there. Hit him with the Steph Curry night-night. And that is very fitting because that one probably puts this game away. 3-1 your score. And Otterbein was the better side in this game, and they get rewarded for the effort. That was a great header there. Capital didn't stand a chance. I believe that was, once again, Milestrup, who got the first one as well. So he came in with no goals, and he's got 2 now. Giant center back, a huge target for those headers. And just too many chances for Otterbein. 22 shots, now 7 corner kicks. That doesn't count a number of throw-ins that they had as basically corner kicks, being able to throw it in the box from the sideline, having a guy like that on your roster. Otterbein wants one more, I guess. 6 minutes left. They're up 3-1. The Comets likely going to fall into 7th place now. Actually, as I say that, Baldwin Wallace has come back and scored twice in 5 minutes. They now lead 2-1 against Marietta, which is a huge result for the Comets. Keeps both of those teams 1 point behind them in the standings. ONU is going to nurse a 1-goal lead in the final 15 minutes as well. They lead 2-1 per the last update there. So, despite not getting the win tonight for the Comets, they, in effect, hold serve and will be 1 point up on both Marietta and Baldwin Wallace. Absolute must win against Muskingum on Senior Day on Wednesday. They have to win that game. Baldwin Wallace plays Heidelberg and Muskingum in their last 2, so it's very likely that they'll pick up 6 points. So if the Comets don't pick up the 3, they're going to be in big trouble. We'll see what they do against the Muskies on Wednesday. Still 5 minutes left in this one, but it's still Otterbein controlling the possession. I don't think the comeback's going to happen tonight, folks. So it'll be a set piece with 4:53 to play. Wasim Matetla is handed a yellow card. Cross into the box, chipped away by the Comets. Worstner gets it away upfield. Otterbein sends it back in. Trying to find Wallace. Nick Isaac has assisted on all 3 goals for Otterbein. Wallace set up that last corner kick. Isaac executes the corner kick. And Milestrup bookending the 2 goals of the game. He's got the first and the last right now. 4:12 remains. Musgrove will have a free kick now with 3:39 to play. Carter's just kind of raising his arms in confusion. Sends it towards Harris. 5 red jerseys in the area. They clear. Wallace trying to navigate traffic. He can't. Tetla moving to his right. Worstner chipping it to Matetla into the box, and he did get a touch on it, but not much. And Burdine falls on top of it. 3 saves for him in this match. Ogden has made 9 saves in this game. And he's still 2 goals shy on the scoreboard, 3-1. 3 minutes left. Wallace has it now up the far sideline. Trips. Shoots. Ogden makes save number 10. Ogden hurt again as he gets the ball away and just kind of falls onto the ground in pain and gets back up. He's gutting through something down there. .221 to play. Be thrown into Worstner. Worstner tries the high end of the field. Nothing up there. Otterbein seemingly is kind of sleepwalking through the final 2 minutes here. They've got to keep this intensity up for another 120 seconds. Cap trying to get one quick one. They have to get one quick one. Otterbein will get the throw in. That's not good news for Cap. That's going to lose more time off the clock as it just bleeds down. Otterbein with the win. Ohio Northern and Mountain Union are now tied, which is not good news for the Comets. Mountain Union scores in the 79th minute. If that holds as a tie, then Ohio Northern will give up the top spot in the conference. Wilmington would then become the team with, well, actually Wilmington and Ohio Northern play still on Wednesday, I think. More on that in a second as the Cardinals are going for overkill potentially. Wilmington, Ohio Northern, the last 2 games of the last 2 teams to play this season, so that could be a championship matchup basically in that last game. But the bigger story is it allows Otterbein to pull within 1 point of Ohio Northern, so they're right there with them. And Mount Union now is 4 points clear of Capital, so Cap can't beat them in that last game and pass them in the standings. Otterbein has just 1 game left this season, and it comes against Heidelberg, so they're going to be well in that picture with Ohio Northern and Wilmington, with the effective win here and potentially draws from Ohio Northern against Mount Union and Capital. Otterbein will send it out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick. Ogden's calling for a ball. Finally gets one. 15 seconds left. It's going to be a 3-1 final score here tonight. And a not great day here. Talked about this rivalry, and they play for the Oars now. Back to the start of this rivalry in the Alum Creek races, canoe boat races, and it was boat racing today for sure. Otterbein gets the win on men's and women's soccer and volleyball and football. 2 of them played here on this field. So not what the Comets are looking for. 4 straight wins now in this rivalry as well on the men's soccer side for Otterbein over the Comets. Getting the win here at home. On the road. This is the first game in the last 4 years played here at Bernlohr Stadium. So some of that losing streak was potentially due to the site, but not excuses out the window now as Otterbein gets the road win, puts themselves in the picture for an OAC championship in the regular season. Comets will hold on to the 6th spot, but they have got some work to do next week. Need to beat Muskingum and might need to beat Mount Union as well to lock themselves into the playoffs. We'll talk all about it on Wednesday. 7 o'clock start for senior night, 6:50 on the broadcast here on Capital Sports Network, presented by Flow Sports. We'll see you then. Final score tonight, Otterbein 3, Capital 1. For all the latest on Capital Sports, visit us on the web at athletics.capital.edu. We'll see you next time.